All right, hey everybody, good afternoon. First of all, I got our Chief Executive and Chief Finner and Matt Slinkard over here, and we just want to stop by and just got a lot of calls on our assistance to the City of Austin, and we're actually sending an EOD team to Austin, some of our bomb techs, and we're also sending a EOD dog that's trained in the in that field with a handler. They'll be there for the next few days minimum, through the weekend minimum. Then we'll reassess where they're at that time. You know, there's a lot of connection between Houston and Austin. It seems like people that live here today lived in Austin yesterday, and they'll be back here, you know, in a year. It's interesting to me how much how much connectivity there is in terms of not just business but also socially and familial between our city and the city of Austin. So we've actually sent resources. I have a feeling other cities will be sending resources. I spoke with Mayor Turner, and the mayor obviously very much wants us to be of assistance, just like Austin and our other big city partners and other partners up through Texas in law enforcement and other and beyond were of assistance to us. I know that they have close to 300, if not more, federal agents in the Austin theater. But as you can imagine, that the number of suspicious package calls are going up in that area, in their AOR. Just yesterday, I believe that if you know anything about the city of Austin, the city of Houston, the big cities, our bomb squads actually provide support to municipalities around the region. And Austin has a huge region that their bomb squad covers. And yesterday, I believe it was yesterday, our bomb squad handled a call for them and part of their AOR because they're just overexerted, overtaxed with so many calls over there. So it's an honor and a privilege for us to assist. But again, this is serves as a reminder of the times we live in society where people just do some of the most heinous acts that just are unspeakable acts, to be not only mailing packages to people or dropping off packages to people, but as of yesterday, there's a potential that a package was left on a highway, on a roadway in Austin that may have been triggered through a tripwire, which is higher level of sophistication and is even greater cause for concern. So again, if you just go to the Postal Service, anybody can go to the Postal Service and pull down a document that the United States Postal Service, in conjunction with their federal partners at the FBI and ATF and others, have put together. They can educate all of us on what to look for in terms of when you receive a package. The first clue is a package that's really sent to you that you're not expecting. You know, my mom and dad used to tell me, if it's not yours, don't touch it. Well, if you get a package that you didn't ask for, again, be very cautious and really, again, go to the Postal Service, look at these document, look for the postage, look for any potential wiring, any heavy taping, especially when they want to put personal and confidential things that they'll put on there to make sure that the person that may be a target of one of these devices, they want to make sure that's the person that opens it. So all you have to do is go to the Postal Service and look at that. And so I don't want to belabor this other than to say that we're getting a lot of questions in our city. Again, there is no specific threat to our city, but in the world of copycats and in the world of cyber, where you can learn how to do a lot of really evil things on the net and the web, it's important for all of us to be vigilant. And the last thing I will say is that we stand with the Austin Police Department, with Chief Manley and his team. I know that team. You know, we live in a world where everybody wants to second guess law enforcement, where everybody wants to, and I think it's more driven by fear, and the fear of the unknown, the fear of the danger that is present right now in that area. They want to second guess it. And I got to tell you that I've been talking to the Austin Police Department, Chief Manley and his team since day one. I'm proud of him. He's working nonstop. His team's working nonstop. I know our federal partners at the FBI, ATF, and others are working nonstop. But at the end of the day, these are the type of situations where it requires everybody to come together, that we need to focus on unity and focus on one thing and one thing only, and that's to find the person or persons that are to blame for these cowardly attacks. Yes, ma'am.
Houston PD chief gotten a lot of calls for suspicious packages since the Austin bombing started?
We have not seen a large increase in our area of responsibility since, thankfully. So it has not impacted us. We haven't seen any uptick. Again, the yesterday, I believe, we ended up going to a bomb call for Austin PD and their area of responsibility, but it's not even near Austin. It's probably halfway between Austin and Houston. I don't remember the name of the town. I can't remember at the top of my head, but I can get it if you need it. What else?
Was there anything like that specifically, you know, like that prompted you to decide to do this?
Yeah, it's an understanding of assets. It's an understanding of the fact that when you have something like this happening in the capital of Texas, and I know the teammates over there, the bomb squad folks, you know, it can become overwhelming very quickly, especially as rightfully so people are being cautious, call volumes going up. I think it's incumbent upon us in law enforcement and in government to help one another. The federal assets are focusing heavily on the response, the mitigation of the threats, and obviously the investigative piece. But that bomb squad needs some help, and we're honored to help them out.
Does your people have like a certain expertise they bring, or is it just a whole more manpower kind of?
Well, I mean, they're experts in the field of explosives, right? So, and ordnance disposal. So they'll be there. They'll be available. They'll have equipment. They'll have one of their trucks with them. We'll have one of our canine with them. So there'll be an explosives team, which is and also a canine team. So you can imagine the city of Austin has a lot going on, just like our city. And so, you know, when we have things going on, we appreciate help. And I know the Chief Manley and the PD, they're very happy. And Mayor Turner is very supportive, obviously, of making sure that we assist. Just like Puerto Rico, where we sent Houston police officers to Puerto Rico for those relief efforts. We sent 3 different contingents of officers. I think there were about 25 each, and they did a lot of great work in Puerto Rico. And as a matter of fact, we're using that as a recruitment too. So we're hopefully get some.
How many officers do you know that you sent, like people?
We just send one team and one EOD canine team. So they'll have 2 technicians that will be able to respond to calls of suspicious packages, to assess the package and defeat the device if necessary, dispose of it safely, and they'll have a canine team, which is a handler and a dog, and so they can take on a pretty good workload off of Austin PD.
And did you say that they'll be there at least a week?
They'll be there at least through this weekend, so almost a full week. We will reassess at that time. I'm hopeful that you know, hopefully they won't have to stay there, but we're prepared to help them beyond that if they need it.
Can you talk a little bit about the first 3 packages were delivered in one manner. This latest package last night was delivered and it was set up by a tripwire. Can you talk to me a little about the sophistication of whoever was doing this?
Well, the first packages were just left at different residences. The first 3 packages, and this last package was or device was left on the side of a roadway, and it has not been, at least to my knowledge, I haven't been 100% confirmed, but there was a belief that it might have been a tripwire, and so that raises the level of sophistication a little bit, and I think it is even, you know, it's cause for concern. Anytime that you have somebody that is terrorizing a community by, you know, sending explosive devices disguised as packages or something innocent as even a bag. You know, I think it's a time for me that, and I talk about this whether we're at a marathon or whatever event, if we think about things that we find that are unexpected in terms of how we would think about them when you're a secured area of an airport or a secured area of a courthouse or in a secured area that has you know, that have screening, that's a good mindset to have. You know, it's unusual to have a backpack sitting at a bus stop. It's unusual to come home and have a package that when you know you haven't ordered anything. The other thing that I really, again, urge people to do is pay attention. We do a lot of cyber shopping where we buy things from the different online merchants, and you don't know what looks suspicious if you don't have a clear appreciation and understanding and knowledge of what the norm is. So I always tell people, know who you're ordering from, know what their packaging looks like, pay attention to details so the day that something comes to your home that's out of the ordinary, you can't recognize what's out of the ordinary if you don't appreciate the ordinary. So I think it's time to be detail-oriented.
As far as an investigation is concerned, when you have someone that seems to be changing their habit or changing, is this a game changer when you're investigating or you're helping someone investigate?
You know what? It's just, look, the bottom line is there are devices that are blowing up and hurting people in that city. And I just know that from the first 3 to the one last night, if it turns out to be a tripwire, which there's a high probability that it was, I haven't confirmed that yet. But, Chief Manley has his own, he's very busy, not want to bother him. But if that's the case and it's confirmed, it might have already been by now. I haven't got my latest reports because I've been busy myself. That's cause for concern because, again, it's a higher level of sophistication. Anything in Spanish, en español, estamos para anunciar, yo sé que muchos están preguntando, tenemos 2 ciudades en Austin, Houston, que muchos de nuestros familiares y colegas y amigos están en Austin, y un año estamos viendo aquí, otro año estamos viendo allá, y nos cambiaron de uno para atrás. Hemos mandado oficiales del Departamento de Policía de Houston que están expertos en las detonaciones de bombas y explosivos. También uno de esos perros que están entrenados a poder encontrar cualquier explosivo. Van a estar ahí por lo menos hasta después del fin de semana. Para nosotros y el alcalde Turner es un honor para asistir a una ciudad que es una ciudad compañera de nosotros y más importante, una ciudad que cuando tuvimos el ciclón, el huracán Harvey, que llegaron aquí a ayudarnos a nosotros, a dar auxilio, igual que cuando tuvimos el último ciclón hace muchos años con el jefe allá. Tenemos que apoyarnos unos a los otros. Esa es una época que es importante que la comunidad sepa qué es lo que tienen que estar buscando si algo es sospechoso. Si va a la postal, al postal del federal, puede ver aquí que está estos detalles, se pueden explicarle bien lo que tienen que estar buscando. Es importante si tienes un paquete que llega a su casa, que no ha ordenado, que mire bien, que estudie bien qué es el paquete, llame a la compañía, si es una compañía, y pregunte qué es este paquete antes de abrirlo, y si tiene cualquier pregunta o tiene algún temor, llámenos a nosotros para poder llevar a ir a su casa.
¿Usted conoce los recursos que tiene el Departamento de Policía de Austin en cuanto a respuesta de bombas y llamados? ¿Qué significa esta ayuda que usted está brindando?
Bueno, acuérdese que el Departamento de Austin, su unidad que es la unidad que el Bomb Squad, no es la más que la ciudad de Austin, ellos apoyan a muchas otras ciudades alrededor de Austin. Igual que aquí en Houston, nosotros apoyamos a muchas ciudades alrededor de Houston. Ayer tuvimos que ayudar a Austin, tuvimos que ir a una llamada en otra ciudad que está cerca de Austin, como en el medio entre de Austin y de Houston para apoyarlo, pero tenemos que apoyarnos unos a los otros. Ellos han tenido muchas llamadas con mucha más frecuencia de paquetes sospechosos, y yo sé que sus oficiales están bien cansados y nosotros queremos apoyarlos a ellos igual que ellos nos apoyaron a nosotros. Okay? Anything else?
Any plans to send more?
That's all we're sending for now, because quite frankly, I know that there's potential that other departments are going to be sending resources. He's got 300 agents that from the federal government there that are actually working on the investigative piece. But again, because Austin doesn't just support the city, Austin PD's bomb squad supports a region. They're a regional asset, just like we're a regional asset, and we're going to be there helping them out. It's, I think it's not only a moral obligation, but the quicker that we can help them, hopefully so they can focus on the investigation, they can, the more focus they can place on the actual investigation, getting the suspect in custody. Do you have anything else?
No.
Jefe, ¿en qué consiste lo del EOD? ¿En qué consiste? ¿Es un carro antibombas con cuánto?
Tienen muchos equipos, tienen robots, tienen de todo ahí. Tienen máquinas de placa cuando pueden mirar con X-ray. Todo ese equipo está ahí y ellos pueden determinar si algo sospechoso es peligroso o no. Pero de nuevo, yo estoy orgulloso que el alcalde de nuevo nos apoya a ese departamento asistiendo a nuestro colega. Y también estoy muy orgulloso del jefe Manley. And everybody's really interested. This terrorism is not terrorism. Is it what? Let me just say this: when somebody's blowing people up, It is, and Chief Man's already said, it's a level of terrorism. What we don't know, because terror is about creating fear, but what you don't know, what is motivating this. We don't know if it's hate. We don't know if it's ideology. We don't know what it is, but we're going to continue to help our friends there. And I'm sure as soon as they know, they'll make the proper determination and file the proper charges against whoever it is.
Are you responding any differently here in Houston because of what's in light of what's happening in Austin?
No, our footprint's the same. Our operational status is the same. When people call us, we respond. And again, it's very simple. You know, I think that a well-informed, well-educated community, especially children, this is a time when now they leave a package on the side of the road somewhere. You know, it's time to go back to my generation, the baby boomers, where we were raised, if it ain't yours, don't touch it. Now it's really important for little children to know, little kids to know, when you see something somewhere in public, because again, there's no specific threat to our city, but you never know with copycats and mental illness and everything else that we deal with as a society. And I think it's important for parents to talk to kids to not be touching something unless they know who it's from, where it's from, and they know 100% that it's safe. Okay, thanks guys, and we look forward to seeing you. Take care.